Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And,
We have a very loud loading screen now.
We do.
it was just the video I was able to find for 5 minutes. And also, I know you might be thinking, oh, like a cool downtown scene or like something having to do with night. Nope, fuck you, it's the ocean. Sorry.
Well, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing all right. I have a KOF thing tomorrow, so I'm,
That's cool.
worrying about that.
Nice. I know we're recording this on Black Friday. And
Yeah.
that means Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And your laptop might be dying.
And my laptop might be dying. Fun. Yay.
Why is that?
That's the topper, apparently.
Yeah. See, I've been trying to get you to buy like a better. Oh, and Matt's camera died.
What?
That happened a couple of times on the loading screen where it says like camera not available.
Why does that keep happening? Hold on.
Yeah. But yeah, he keeps Root Beer keeps trying to get me to get a not crappy computer.
Thanks, Ed. I'll need it. I got a second.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
It's like halfway in, halfway out. We can still hear him. That's good.
Yeah, no, we can hear him. I assume his microphone isn't attached to his camera.
It's not. Yeah.
But yeah, my we were trying to record the video that was just posted today. Actually,
Yeah.
The Stardust Blade product opening, and like during the recording session, because this laptop is so crappy that like I had forgotten to charge it the night before or something, and then it would just keep shutting down. So I just used my laptop that my work gave me instead. So yeah, this thing might need to go the way of the Dodo pretty soon.
What the heck?
Yeah, and
thing?
I can finally get you to get a better laptop.
One that can run CFA.
Yeah.
And then we have to get our own shirt of shame for
the history of Vanguard. Clearly, we will become the Alex Simo of Vanguard.
Oh no!
I do have IBS, so
yeah, but that's not Crohn's disease.
Well, it's some kind of like bowel thing.
Yeah, but you don't have to potentially have your colon removed.
True. There is a possibility. Oh, it says it was Walpole. It's Extra Histories meme thing. Like they did a series on the South Sea Company, and at the end they're like, "Who knows what?" It was Walpole. Walpole was the one. So like in all their subsequent shows, whenever there's like a background character or a bunch of people in the background, they'll inevitably like draw Walpole in there somewhere. It looks like the colon has been removed from Matt's camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna reboot my computer. I'll be back very shortly.
Okay. Yeah, or like I don't know. I saw a post on the epilepsy subforum or subreddit where somebody had to have part of their temporal lobe removed.
Interesting.
Which is like, fuck, dude. Mine's not that bad, but like,
yeah, just a very minor lobotomy.
Yeah. And the temporal lobes are one of the good ones too. It's kind of sad. How was your Thanksgiving?
Not too bad. Went to my cousin's house. Originally, we were getting a KFC turkey, which you have to pre-order. And then, like, the week after we pre-ordered it, my cousin was like, hey, does everyone want to come over for a get-together? I'm like, okay.
And then?
We just went over, had a good time.
Oh. Do you like that cousin?
Yeah, I like my cousin. Yeah, I like my cousins for the most part. I don't think there's any weird baggage on my dad's side of the family.
Most of the weird baggage is on my mom's side for me. Yeah. My dad's side's pretty chill.
Yeah, like I like my cousins on my dad's side, and also like I'm trying to think of my cousins on my mom's side because I don't see them very often. Because like my first uncle, which is my mom's older brother, is we're on good terms with them. And then like one of her older sisters, I think we don't talk to anymore. I don't know what the story is behind that. Or maybe they do. I actually just don't know what the status of their relationship anymore is. I just
always
don't
some
see
dumb
that
shit.
aunt anymore. Like, I don't see that aunt very much anymore. And then, you know, my other uncle, which is the younger brother, is single, and then my mom's other two sisters live in Australia, so we don't see them that
Awesome.
much to begin with.
Whoa. What are they? That's so cool that they live in Australia, though.
Yeah. There wasn't enough room on the boat to America. I think the story was that there wasn't enough room on the boat to America, so two of them went to Australia.
Whoa. Popeye's turkey. No, KFT, I guess would be the name for it. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
The KFC meal was like way too much fucking food, by the way. It was just these like giant plastic trays of like corn and mashed potatoes, and it's like, boy, it's a good thing we ended up taking that to the gathering, because I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to finish it with only 4 people.
yeah. Well, the good thing is, like, you know, I was a kid. Thanksgiving's for leftovers. Like, that's half the fun.
Yeah.
I want to try the Popeyes turkey. I heard that was kind of a boondoggle for a lot of people. My Thanksgiving was sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, the KFC like propaganda for Thanksgiving in Japan, but like that's not a thing. It was KFC propaganda for Christmas in Japan.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I know that there's like a big KFC culture in Japan
Yeah.
or something.
So they just ran a successful advertising campaign to associate their fried chicken with Christmas. So it's now like a Christmas tradition to get KFC chicken the same way it is to eat turkey for Thanksgiving in America. Is my understanding of that.
That's so funny to me.
That's funny.
I know that there's the there's like a Patton Oswalt bit where he talks about the KFC famous bowl. Where he's like, they're like describing all the things that KFC does. And he's like, all right, stop right there. Can you pile all of that food in a single bowl? And then I can eat it like a death row prisoner on suicide watch at 3 a.m.
What the heck?
It's considered a traditional American Christmas food. See,
Yeah.
now I'm going to be in Japan during Christmas time. So
So you got it's now,
KFC.
yeah, it's time.
it's very kind of like ugly American, though, isn't it? Like to go to other countries and be like, let's try the fast food that I have at home, but over here.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, theirs is better.
But you know what I mean, where it's like
Yeah.
bad form almost.
Yeah. No, I
Maybe.
get what you mean. It's just that like other countries' versions of fast food is better.
Yes. Also, there's 7-Eleven. So much better.
Yeah.
I love the idea of, wasn't it like the CEO of 7-Eleven is like, we're going to make it more like Japan here in the States? I was like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Give me some of that shit.
I hope so. Like, please make that happen soon. Well, it'd also be nice if all of the 7-Elevens I went to didn't look like a rundown gas station, but you know,
7-Eleven, the rundown
that's
gas
just-
station.
yeah. I mean, a lot of times 7-Eleven is like attached to a gas station.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or like, you know, a Circle K, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the other
Yeah.
thing.
Although it's
AM,
funny because I
PM.
have like 2 7-Elevens that are like in close proximity to each other because one of them has just been there forever and the other one is attached to the gas station, and the gas station one looks way nicer because it was built more recently.
Of course, yeah. Lawson's was my convenience store of choice in Japan. I worked for a convenience store on the 3rd Street Promenade called Famima, which
Mhm.
kind of had that like Japanese flair to it.
Yeah.
Or like they were selling little things of popcorn chicken and stuff, and it
Was
was
it
good.
an actual Family Mart, or was it just like a play on the name?
What?
The store that you worked at?
Oh, the word Famima? I don't know, but it had 2 exclamation points afterward.
Yeah, it might have just not been an actual. But like, I know the third convenience store chain that's very popular is Family Mart. Like, I just saw those like fucking everywhere when I was in Japan.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious because, like, yeah, Famima is. Oh, yep, it's Family Mart,
Okay, yep.
owned by the
That
Family
also-
Mart stores of Japan. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, Famima is like the shorthand for it.
Family Mart. That makes sense. And like, Yeah, so a lot of them are all closed except for the one in Union Station now.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate.
Gotta get that Fammy Chicky. Yeah, pretty much. Um,
Yeah, I feel like that kind of stuff would be popular in America because, like, my Safeway sells fucking chicken tenders. Like, why can't we just get that at a 7-Eleven?
I don't know. Like, there's the whole implication of like, oh, if you like gas station food is
Mhm.
gross or whatever, but I don't know. Something about getting it from a 7-Eleven isn't as bad as like an AM/PM. AM/PM is the what? Yep. AM/PM is the rock bottom to me, at least in LA.
Oh yeah, I've not seen an AM/PM in forever.
But it apparently had too much good stuff, and then it's not going to share with anyone.
Mhm. I don't know what the bottom of the barrel is over here in San Francisco. I haven't gotten that desperate, or I don't hang around the Mission District enough.
Yeah, nothing like venturing over to the Tenderloin to.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, I was all right. I didn't do very much.
Go
No
see
family
anyone?
gatherings.
Nope.
Damn.
I don't actually
said-
have that much family around me, so. And I'm not traveling for that shit.
Fair enough. I mean, like, we don't really know much about your family because you never told us.
Correct.
Much. We know you
Not
have a
much to
sister,
tell.
and that's about it.
Yeah, there's not much to tell.
I just don't believe you, but I know you're not going to tell us anyway. So it's
I
fine.
mean, I don't really like my sister.
yeah.
A lot of my family is I don't really talk to for various reasons.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I just don't really interact with them.
I saw an Onion article yesterday that says, "Man getting high and eating Taco Bell thousands of miles away from family, having the best Thanksgiving of his life."
That's right. Absolutely.
That's Matt.
Look, I also think turkey sucks. I'm gonna say it. I think turkey is dumb.
It's dry. Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, but if you do it right," I'm like, "Okay, you have to do turkey like literally perfectly to be even on par with other meats." So,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
My father-in-law just fries it every year. I'm like, fuck yeah, go for it. Like, he's got one of those big, like, dunk it in the deep fryer things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
But like, also,
Also,
that's what you got to do to keep it on par with other meats.
yeah, no, I agree. It's not a very good meat. The idea was like, oh, they had to eat it to keep them from starving. I also cheat on Thanksgiving and eat a Puerto Rican food. Good. I've been suggesting that we should just do brisket instead if you're gonna go with the like survival meat or whatever.
Brisket would be too good for Thanksgiving.
Brisket's fantastic. But no,
I
we
like
did it.
turkey.
You like
Sure.
turkey?
Yeah, but I also always preferred white meat chicken as like a kid to the dark meat.
Me too. But that doesn't make turkey the best option
Yeah.
for that kind of thing. It's just like it's the tradition, so maybe that's the fun is you got to like zhuzh up the turkey however you
Mm-hmm.
do it, and then
I don't know.
That's
I've
that.
always been fine with turkey. See, I make it myself, so well, except for the last couple of years because it's a lot of fucking work.
Hmm.
But so clearly, I'm just doing it correctly.
Yeah.
why because you spatchcock it like they do on Bob's Burgers.
Yes,
Don't
I don't know why you wouldn't spatchcock any roast. Honestly,
know. I went to my in-laws and fine like usual. Like I like my wife's family, and then I invited my dad to come, and he's got like a big ice cream maker, so he was gonna make a bunch of ice cream and come with, and then he called me and he's like, "Hey, I have the shits, I can't come." And I'm like, "You have the best excuse in the world, which is my Parkinson's is acting up, and you're telling me you have the shits? You have the shits. Okay, feel better, have fun." So it sucks. We missed out on ice cream and my dad, and then my mom sent a really passive aggressive message about how she wished she could have been there, even though I told her it was okay to come, but she just didn't because my dad was going to be there. But joke's on you, Mom. He got the shits.
That's so good. Sometimes you get the shits. Everyone's been
Yeah.
there.
So yeah, Katie made a bunch of pie. Like every year, she does this thing where she sells pies to the teachers and the parents at her school, and then the teachers at my school. And so she's like, "All right, one last time, make the 4 pies that she was making, which were salted pecan, apple, cherry, and pumpkin." And I think pumpkin was the winner this year.
Nice.
Yeah, pumpkin pie is really good.
Everyone just bought a bunch of pies for our gathering, so I didn't have to make a pumpkin pie this year.
He tested the ice cream machine before and OD'd on ice cream. That would have been the most glorious death my dad could have done. All right, I'm ascending to Valhalla because I had too much vanilla. So yeah, that was pretty good. My sister's up in Washington State with her husband, and yeah, now it's Black Friday, and I didn't really. I'm getting all my Christmas gifts in Japan, so
Yeah, you're
Nice.
still on the whole no spend thing. I'll figure out your Christmas present. I think I just said I was going to send you a webcam. Maybe I should just do that while they're on sale.
well, there's that, and also it's just in 2 days that's over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Also, although if you actually wanted to replace your laptop, I'd go halvesies on a decently cheap gaming laptop for you.
I'm down for that, depending on the time.
What terrible game are you going to get Alice to play?
That's a great question. I don't know yet. I mean, for the sake of content, I would actually get him to download CFA.
Yeah, I think I would have to just for the sake of like something to do.
That's fair.
I was just talking to our nephew,
Mhm.
a baby. He's like 2 years old. You can hear her in the next room. Christ. I went to the doctor today for my physical, and I don't know if do you guys have Kaiser or
Nope.
No.
okay. So the big thing with Kaiser is that it's all insular. So
Mhm.
wherever there
Yeah.
is a Kaiser, they will just give you one of the doctors, and then they all share information. But if you try and
Leave Kaiser's network.
they will curb stomp you exactly.
Yeah.
But my doctor wasn't there this week. It's this like middle-aged Indian woman, and instead they gave me this guy who I think is either on the spectrum or like they turned his movement speed to like 1.3 because he talked too fast for me to understand what was going on. Or he was like, "Okay, so over here your cholesterol is." I was like, "What's up with my cholesterol?" He's like, "Well, your good cholesterol is up," and then I'm like, "Turn it the fuck down, like
Just a little.
just a little." So I was like, "Wow, I really think I'll wait for my actual doctor that time," because it was definitely like the C team of bed, like patient. What's it called? Bedside manner. I'm sure he was a perfectly fine doctor. I'm sure he did well in med school. Trying to hold a conversation with him was like moving in slow motion for me, and then he's moving at normal speed. I felt like a complete idiot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, are you guys buying anything for other people?
No.
I'm just paying for dinner for my mom.
Nice. I guess now would be the time to be like, oh, Black Friday deals, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Go watch the musical Black Friday because it's awesome.
We just got another cat, so
Awesome. What's the cat's name?
Stevie.
I mean, I'm considering. Oh wait, what did you say?
Stevie has an extra toe or 2 extra, well,
interesting.
1 on each paw.
Is it like the thumb looking
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
The Hemingway special.
Hmm.
How many cats do you have now?
1.
Oh, well, you just said another cat.
Right, because one died last year.
Gotcha.
So you got a different one.
Yes. Yeah, Charlie died last year. It was very sudden, which was weird.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like,
was not
we've been
ideal.
considering getting a pet for some time. My parents like want to get a dog and started doing research on it, and then just kind of gave up.
no.
Like, honestly, like one of these days, maybe I'll just ignore my parents and go to a shelter and just let the pet distribution system do its thing.
Probably. Well, especially because like when you go to a shelter, they're like, "Oh my god, finally somebody."
Yeah,
The pet distribution system, I thought you're supposed to just end up with a pet like magically. Like you find, like you move into a new house, and then there's like
Yeah.
there's like a cat under it, and you're like, well, I guess we have a cat now. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
and then maybe there's another one that shows up. You're like, oh, I guess we have two cats now. I thought that's how it worked. That's my bad.
Now I'm remembering a story I saw on Reddit once of like some like stupid orange cat kept bringing like dead animals to a guy, and like he could have sworn it was his neighbor's cat, so he kept trying to like shoo it away, right? And he was like asking his vet for all sorts of advice. Like it was like they put like lemon juice or like vinegar on himself to try and like repulse the cat, and it did a very good job of repulsing his dog and his wife, but not the cat.
Oh.
And so like this cat kept bringing like dead things to him until finally he gave up and was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna like take it back to the no, I think it was one of those like, okay, under no circumstances should you like bring it into the house so it doesn't like imprint on everything.
Yeah.
And then like one day like his wife brought it into the house, so he's like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna take it back to the neighbors because he's still convinced that it's the neighbor's cat.
Yeah.
Like he goes over, the neighbors are like, well, that's not our cat. And he's like, oh shit. But then he sees there's a little
stray cat.
no, but then he sees that like the neighbors have a little kid, so it's like, okay, they have a little kid. So if they're lying, like the kid will be honest about it. But then the kid was like, yeah, we don't have a cat. Like, fuck. Like he was convinced this entire time for like months that it was just their neighbor's cat wandering onto their property. So he's like, wait, shit. Uh-oh. So he like takes it to the vet because he doesn't actually want the cat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
That cat was bargaining with shelter.
yeah. Yeah, I think
Or
people just I think the assumption was that like bringing him dead things was just a sign of affection from the cat. So he like brings it to the vet, and the vet is like, yeah, the cat's a little bit broken because it's just like abnormally friendly for a stray.
Oh.
And like, everyone at the vet's office like fell in love with the cat. The problem is the cat definitely wanted to just be with the OP.
Oh.
Like as soon as they gave the cat the opportunity, it just like went right back to him. So it was like, all right, I guess we have a cat now.
It'd be like that.
It do be like that. There, my wife called me a golden retriever husband the other day, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Are you allowed to have pets in your apartment?
We are.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right. Katie's allergic.
Katie's allergic to cats, and we both want a dog, but I want a yard because it's not okay for us to be teachers at school all day with nowhere to go for the dog.
Yeah, with the dog just like
Stuck
inside
inside.
in the apartment.
It's just mean. So I want to wait till we have a place with a yard. Sure.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then she's like, I would love to have a cat, but literally I will sneeze my my sinuses outside my face.
Yeah. I would also not get a pet that you're allergic to. That would be not ideal.
Yeah.
We
Just
have
a
like
little bit.
lightly looked into the idea of like, oh, you get the allergy shot or whatever, but I'm like, I don't want her to feel obligated to do that,
Yeah.
Though I would love it. I do like having a cat. Every time I go over to my in-laws' place, they have this little, again, orange cat, right? Agents of Chaos named Ozzy. And if anyone's seen that TikTok of me where I like put on the demon voice, I'm holding Ozzy in that TikTok because I was house sitting for them. And then just being like, oh my God, or like your demon voice slips out while you're talking nonsense to the pet. So, yeah. Love that cat. He's super chill. You can put him on your shoulder like Pikachu. Walk around with him. It just... So, yeah. Earlier this week, I went to go deliver pies that Katie made,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're just running around. I don't. Do you guys do Instagram at all? Or
No.
no. All right. Because that's what I was doing on my Instagram story. Was like, all right, I dropped the pie off here, blah blah blah. And then as I was doing it, I'm like, I can't show the buildings I'm at or the people I talk to because I don't want to dox our friends and family. So it looked very homogenous when I went back through it after. I'm like, okay, he's in the car here, he's in the car there. So I tried to like vary it up at least a little bit.
Yeah, you should definitely. Yeah, without their permission for sure.
Yeah. Like, that's one of those, like, you would probably have to just plan it out ahead of time. See who's, like, okay showing up on camera so that you can make something a little more dramatic.
Yeah. I don't know what you're supposed to do with Instagram. At least at the beginning, it was supposed to be like just for photos, but it never stays that way, does it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure either. When you're a guy, Instagram isn't good. Where it's not like, check out my feet, Quentin Tarantino, or this low-cut top. What am I supposed to show off?
Your widow's peak, obviously.
Of course, yes, my Vegeta-esque widow's peak.
True.
But I don't know. The hair's coming back pretty quick, though. I take a picture of myself maybe once a year. Maybe that's just the thing with guys in general. You just don't, like, we don't feel a need to document ourselves for the most part.
Yeah. I actively dislike being in photos. Like, pretty much all my vacation photos, if I had control of things, is just like scenery photos.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. I think it's, photographs are important for the future and people looking back on them and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I just never want to take a picture of myself ever.
Yeah.
I don't want to be perceived.
Want to be perceived?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be okay with an occasional photo of myself, but I don't like the thing where we have to, like, stop and take a picture at every fucking location.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. Seems like an easy way to do that would just be you have your hand in the picture, and then, like, if you have some kind of tattoo or my ring or something, be like, here, I was here. Yay. And then you don't have to show your face.
Yeah. See, I feel like if I was going to take pictures of myself, they'd all be silly pictures. Like, I would just never be serious in them if I had control. Which is why I would love to, like, travel. One of the reasons I would like to go back to Japan by myself, or with, like, friends who don't mind me being a fucking moron.
Your point was...
Look,
yeah, because, like, my parents, or at least my mom, will, like, is one of those people who insists on, like, stopping and taking a photo everywhere. And, like, is not okay with me being a silly idiot. So, like, traveling with my parents is at least a little bit stressful. Especially because, like, the things I want to do would just diverge from what they want to do as well.
That makes
VTuber
sense.
shenanigans?
Yeah.
Probably at least a little bit, but also just
don't be
in
jealous. Don't know what that means.
Yeah, I understand.
But also, like, in general, especially now that I've been the first time and I have at least an idea of places to go, like, I could curate. Like, if I were to go by myself, like, I could curate the experience better without having to be dragged to all sorts of places.
Right. It's a good thing that my wife is so cool with me being a complete dork in Japan. Hey, let's go to the Pokemon store. Hey, let's go to the Bushiroad store. Hey, let's go meet Different Fight in person. If you want to.
You should definitely do that, so we can get a temporary boost to our channel for one video, and then everyone will forget we exist again.
Yep. He's an influencer that's wreaking havoc in Asian countries for clout. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Johnny Smalley? Yeah.
It's okay. Korea showed him. He was the guy that just got BTFO by the Koreans, right?
Oh,
Yeah, no, like the Koreans do not fuck around when it comes to harassing the shit out of people.
yes. They got harassed by a lot of people,
Yeah.
and showed them what's
Okay.
what.
Yeah, like he was going around being a nuisance, so a bunch of Korean influencers like put out a bounty on him
Oh
and
my
were
God.
helping like bail out people who came to beat his ass.
Oh, you weren't kidding. I thought it was like the cops came and got him.
I mean, the cops did come and get him too, but like a bunch of Korean influencers did just record themselves beating the shit out of him and like hunting him down. They were like sharing his location at all times and like bailing out people who got arrested for beating the shit out of him.
Now that's mutual aid. Jesus. Wow. That's very chaotic neutral of them.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. So, do we want to do new cards?
Yeah, let's do new cards.
All right.
Get to the Discord channel.
New cards.
There's like a bunch of shit again. What was even the Tuesday review? Oh, right. The terrible Ask Gondiva masks.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, we have Rinseway's Dragon. What the fuck is that name?
Rinseways. You rinse it some ways. And
Mm-hmm.
others.
So when it's placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Great Third Grader Vanguard with Mask, Soul Blast 1 gets 5k, and if you Soul Blast Mask of Hydrangum, retire an opponent's Rearguard.
Dumb.
When it's placed on Guard Circle, other than or placed on Rearguard Circle other than during the battle phase, if you have a Great Third Grader Gondiva or the Tree, Soul Blast 1, look to top 7 for a Scarlet Flame or 1 Mask of Hydrangum, discard it, shuffle the deck, and then retire an opponent's Rearguard.
Dumb.
The Dragon Tree Wretch, so this is the same as the Dragon Empire one, where you Energy Blast 3, just search your deck for the mask, and then you
Okay.
Counter Blast 1, bind it, make a marker, look at top 7, search for mask or the tree, and then if your bind zone has 1 or less cards with the same name, you can look at all of your deck instead of the top 7.
Okay, that's a little better.
Yeah. Well, we already came to the conclusion that this is like absolutely mandatory in all mask decks now.
Of course, but still. That's,
Yeah.
It's gonna be expensive as crap. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarlet Flame Ash Dragon Gondiva mask. So, like all of the mask, it can only be written from a Great Theory of Gondiva. And then the first two effects are basically the same. When your opponent's rearguard is retired, you bind something from drop zone. Your front row gets 2k for each face down card and bind. And then you remove a card with Diva and its different card name, and you just copy its act ability without cost, and it gets a crit.
Okay.
Well,
And then you Soul Blast 1 and retire an opponent's rear card. If you didn't retire a card, draw a card.
Bless you. And dumb. Like, what was all this for? Just an extra crit?
The original Gondiva gets an extra crit already. The only thing this card does differently is it has an extra retire.
Okay.
You get to do Gondiva's act ability twice, one time when you rewrite it.
Yeah.
Also, like if you successfully resolve Gondiva's act ability, they probably don't have any rear guards left for you to retire.
Yeah. And then there's the implication that, I'm going to run the full ride line or the full set of grade 3s twice.
Yeah.
No.
Like, well,
Not
that's the thing,
happening.
right? You're probably playing like 4 Mask Searchers. With the new ones being a guaranteed copy, you maybe run like 2 of the mask. And then, like, because the crit is now tied to removal, you have to be playing a bunch of copies of the original Gondiva. You know, you're playing Gondiva Mask, which is in the main deck because you can't put it in the ride line. So, like, a third of your non-trigger cards are just being carved out for the mask package.
Well, that's always been a problem for Mask, but this especially is like, what's the point? It's putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah, and like the benefit is you maybe get to draw an additional card.
whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
This card is side grade city. Yes, it is.
yeah. It's like a side grade that requires you to give up half of your deck, though. So, like,
How bizarre.
Is this even worth it? Like,
Oh, no, it's not.
Let's go back to like the Solarion mask if I can find it.
Here, I'm just gonna keep going while you do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have it up.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole point of that is so we can compare the difference.
Oh, okay. All right.
If
I'll
I can
stop.
if I can find it.
All these silly looking cards here.
Yeah.
Every once
Yeah,
in a
there we
while,
go.
it's just something like chibi and weird.
Yeah. So you compare this to like Solarion mask, where like I think I think the stacking ability wasn't on the original Solarion. No, it was. It was just like a weird way of doing it, I think. But like the removal effect, you just give all of your units drive checks, and
Okay.
then instead of calling one new thing, you can call a number. You can look at your top 3 and call a number equal to your Dragon Tree markers. So this is like a substantial upgrade to the deck, right? Like you now get an
Mhm.
additional attack. It does lose the 5k to all your rear guards, but that's what the Dragon Tree markers are for.
Yeah.
Does the new one actually do anything with Dragon Tree markers? The new Gandiva?
No.
There's another example of the Dragon Tree thing done right. Is
Yeah.
like-
this is too far.
it turned into a thing where you either choose the masked version of the deck or the Grade 4, which
Yeah.
have different, pieces of support and like a different winning image, but like it does something better than
Right.
the original Magnolia.
Yeah, no, this one is just like, we printed the same card, except you have to make your deck substantially worse to play it. Yeah,
Hilarious.
compared to like Solarion, where it gives you more attacks. Like the removal effect is pretty substantial with the extra drive checks, but it's also not like completely required. Like you could hold the extra drive checks for just like a finishing turn, so you don't necessarily have to be running a bunch of additional Solarions if you don't want to.
I guess.
Yeah, like I just don't see a reason why you would be playing this over the original if the ultimate benefit is you maybe get a couple of extra draws.
Incredible.
Just print better rear guards for the deck.
Yeah. And
They didn't even print new rear guards for the deck. They just printed mask support.
Yep. And then fucking sucks for people who pull Dragon Empire stuff in their packs, because then it's garbage. Now, granted, this is, for the other mask decks out there that
We didn't have a Dragon Empire mask until now either. So Gandiva's like your only choice.
but like in the future, right? If they do more. Like
Yeah, big if.
Yeah. All right. How about Sergio's General of the Circulating Current? This guy.
I don't
There you
give
go.
a fuck about the commons.
I kind of do. If it's retired by an opponent's card effect, you Soul Blast and draw one. Which, like, sure, it's a common, and yay, we skip them most of the time. But I think it's interesting when you have like Grade 3 rear guards that are supposed to do a thing, and this is not it, kid. I feel like if it was just retired by anything and draw one, that would be very interesting.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not.
that's why we skip these. Is like they don't do anything. Like none of the. If there was something interesting that I wanted to make note of, I would actually talk about it.
Pack filler. Got it.
Yeah,
There, yeah.
right. I guess there is Koti Blaze support.
Yeah, the Cody Blaze is pretty cool. Burn Tolerance Salamander. When put on guards or grade 1, when put on guard circle, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater with Cody Blaze until the end of the battle, this unit gets, when it's retired from guard circle, put it into soul and 5k shield. So
Yeah. And then Drag Ritter Nahid, where when it's this card from your hand during your turn, you can put it into your soul, and then when you're using the same column as it stands, you can Soul Blast one, choose something in the same column, and stand it. So if your Koti Blaze either stands him or the thing in front of him, like you can restand the whole column.
yep.
Good luck with all of your soul. Last one was like if you put a grade 2 or lower from hand into soul, gets 5k, whatever. And then we have Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion the Blood.
Oh, baby.
Oh, no.
So during your turn, if you have the original Vermilion in your soul, it gets 5k. If your opponent's grade 3 or greater, it gets a crit, and your front row rear guards also get 5k. And then you Soul Blast one during your turn, attacks, choose 2 of your opponent's rear guard circles, battle all of them, including the Vanguard. And then at the end of the battle attacks, you can burn your opponent for a damage.
Sure.
I mean, this is like 90% the same as the original, except it gets a crit now,
Yeah.
which is basically also the original, the blood.
Blood, yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I mean, the card is like fine. I think it's actually worse than the original in a couple of ways because the original one gave two Narukami units 5k on attack. So like this is better in the sense that it's generic, but also the 5k power is now tied to your opponent being grade 3.
Well, I was about to be like, well, if you you're only able to ride this turn 4, and then I'm like, wait, we're not on the mass thing anymore. No, you can just run this in the right
But
lane.
yeah, you can ride
Yeah.
this at any time. But you probably just start on this one and then just
Yes.
try to soul charge the original.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, man, compared to Glory Maelstrom, this is not like a substantial. Also, it doesn't counterblast anymore. The multi-attack is Soul Blast, which is
That was my
decent.
plan with Eradicators half the time. It's just soul
Mhm.
charging with Cho and not actually like riding it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so this card is like okay. Like you have more flexibility with Counterblast now, but also you have to spend at least some of your deck space playing cards that puts the original Vermilion into your soul.
Yeah. Which isn't as hard as it might seem, but
Yeah. Anyway, we have Demonic Dragon Nymph Caution. So this is a Narukami unit if your Vanguard is Narukami. When it's placed on rearguard circle from hand, if you have a Vanguard that's only Narukami, look at top 7. Choose one card with Vermilion and only Narukami or an Eternal Thunderbolt. Put it into your hand, and if you reveal the card, put a card from hand to soul or discard it.
bam.
On attack, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vermilion, you can counterblast 1. It gets 10k, and at the end of the battle, bind it.
Okay.
This card's fine. It's not as exciting as the one that Maelstrom got that was the same effect.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why does
and
it seem so lukewarm in comparison?
Yeah. We have Bellicosity Dragon, which randomly breaks the template of not being a grade 1. So this is the Dragon Empire, like if you don't have a G zone, like encounter support. When it's placed on rearguard circle, Energy Blast 3, put a card from hand to soul, draw 2. And when your Vanguard attacks, it gets 5k. Okay, they printed a Kagero card that's actually good in Kagero. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
What the heck?
So this is useful for both Overlord and Vermilion because both of these need you to put a different named Vanguard into your soul for some fucking reason.
It's true.
So yeah, I think this card is good. Like, it's a good piece of Overlord support. It's another way to like put the original Overlord into your soul, and then you get to just like +1. And then it's also a 20k beater with the end. For the blood, it's a 50. No, it's a 20k beater too, because Vermilion gives 5k to your front row. And then it's another way for you to put Vermilion from hand into soul. And unlike the other grade 2s, you don't have to successfully search something from your deck to do it.
Yeah. It seems like they could have just not had the energy blast cost on that.
I mean, that's fine. Like, Energy Blast 3 is whatever.
I guess. I don't know. I like Solemn Vanguard put out a video the other day about energy, where he's like, it's not something you can deny. It takes skill out of Vanguard. I'm like, I guess, but I was more concerned about why can't you, like, they're using it to further divide the standard and premium.
I mean, this is unusable in premium anyways, because you have to not have a G zone.
G zone, exactly. Yeah. So shit like that is what gets my goat. Not so much the you can't deny energy blasting. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, like, energy is more limited than I think he makes it out to be, because you only get 3 a turn, and like frequently any card that does energy blast will just immediately eat up any energy you can gain.
Pretty much, yeah. There are decks where like it just goes and goes and goes, and then
like very few things actually like energy charge enough to keep up.
Yeah, unless you're Sacrifice Glass or Wellstra.
Mm-hmm.
They have the easiest time, I think.
Yeah. But also those decks have higher energy costs than other decks to begin with.
Correct, sir. Cool. What was the next one? Pallida? It's below that.
Yeah. Speaking of sacrifice class, when placed on rear guard, you can Counter Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, they can't move Grand Dogma out of your bind zone. Is there even a card that can do that? I don't know, but I guess it's good that they're printing protection for it. And then if you have a Grand Dogma in your bind zone, it gets 5k power and shield, active on both turns.
I know that there's like sleeve tugging bell, but that's only your own bind zone, not the opponent's.
Like, as far as I know,
Shoujo Doji. Oh,
yeah, that's right.
good point. Nice.
Yeah, so
Good.
yeah, protection against like removing Grand Dogma from your bind zone is good. It's also like another I think Sacrifice Glass was just kind of lacking for decent rear guards. So this card is like good enough, right?
Mm-hmm. Or it's a little bit of a beat stick, and
Yeah. And like it's another retire card, which is fine. Document Decipher. When it's placed on rear guard, when your opponent's rear guard is placed during your turn, if your opponent is grade 3 or greater, it gets 5k. Snore. Also,
I
it's a
don't know
5k
what that's
unit.
for. Like,
Oh, it's for Sacrifice Class. You have the order that calls your opponent's cards.
that's right.
But either way, Snore.
Yeah.
When it's and then this one, when it's placed on guard circle, if you have a Dragon Tree marker, when it's retired, you put it into Soul and 5k shield. That's okay, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not. I like how it's a lot of words to explain something very simple.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. As an English
yeah.
teacher, I'm very disappointed now.
And
Brevity is the soul of wit.
our bot doesn't say what's. I think Thursday they're revealing cards from set 7 for the trial decks.
Ah, okay.
Wow, how interesting.
Yeah.
Ah, well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, did you still want to run back a game against what's it called? The Vergila starter deck? Did you ever manage to get your own copy?
It's the same thing. I have to wait for them to get it in. Call me, and then I'm gonna go pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
Nothing changed between Tuesday and today, with Thanksgiving. It's not.
Hey,
not much else has changed.
I have a completely unrelated statement to everything.
Sure,
Atlas, you like baseball, right?
sure.
Have you seen? You should watch the anime One Outs.
1 out.
1 out.
1 out. Singular.
1 outs.
Multiple outs. One.
Multiple outs. One of them.
1 outs anime. Okay, it's like a guy with a cigarette with spiky hair.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Okay. And baseball themed.
Yep,
Wait,
sure is.
training camp in Okinawa to try for his last attempt at a championship after 21 years. When the minor league pitcher training with Kojima becomes injured, him and Kojima's trainer go to look for a replacement, but run into trouble by participating in the 1 outs game where the pitcher and battle duel 1-on-1 with money on the line. Okay. This sounds like Bull Durham if it took a very different turn, and I'm kind of here for it.
This show is peak. It's very old now, but it's super good.
Oh, fuck that. I'm going to watch it anyway. Look, okay. I have a special love for like baseball movies and stuff like that because baseball is a sport that's uniquely suited to film, where you have the pitcher and the batter have like this clash of personalities before anything else gets to happen. Basketball, football, soccer, all that stuff. It's the whole team all at once, and they're all together in the mix.
And that clash of personalities is even more centralized when it's a one-on-one situation like this, right? So it's super good. I highly recommend. If you haven't seen 1 outs and you're vaguely interested in gambling and or baseball and or I don't know any of Fukumoto stuff like Kaiji or whatever, it's basically Kaiji but with baseball.
Yeah, and like recently on Blue Sky there was a thing where it's like post a for 20 days in a row post a book that had like an impact on you. I'm about 2/3 of the way through that, and I'm like, wow, I liked a lot of baseball books.
Weird. I'm shocked.
Shut up. Moneyball. There was one I read called Where Nobody Knows Your Name that was about like minor league players and umpires. This is nonfiction. Fuck you. I could see your face.
I didn't do anything.
I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. Keep going.
Okay.
See what we have to put up with? We don't say anything, and Alice is already mad at us.
Well, I can see it written all over your face. That's all. But yeah, I just baseball has had a large impact on my life. I thought it was interesting.
Anyway, you should check out One Outs.
One Outs. I'll definitely give it a shot.
Like I said, completely unrelated to whatever we were talking about.
Who cares? It's awesome.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah.
Now I don't know where you can watch it, so you'll have to dig around. Good luck.
Probably Crunchyroll, I'm guessing.
I don't think it's on there.
Really?
But I believe in you.
I've done a lot of things to get movies and TV shows. I want to watch One Outs, but r/anime. I was told that it had some. Okay. Oh, who cares about? Let me suggest where to watch. That's what I want.
Oh, you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
One Outs complete series HD. I'm done. I found
it. There you go. Bam. Just like that. Look, sometimes shows are. Look, there's very rarely good anime, but sometimes there is.
Mm-hmm.
I forget you have this weird love-hate relationship with anime.
I really like some series, but most anime is absolute dog shit.
True and correct.
Yeah. Like, for example, if anything has "In Another World" in the title, I can immediately skip it.
It's okay. It seems like the new trend is being kicked out of the hero's party.
True.
Wait, what's the trend of being kicked out of the hero's party?
Yeah, some generic, bland-faced anime loser gets kicked out of the hero's party, but it turns out he was secretly OP the entire time and was the one responsible for all the party successes.
Actually, incredibly stupid.
That's got big incel energy to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, that's the whole reason. I mean, a lot of the garbage has that, since forever, I guess.
For a very long time now.
Eventually, for every free run, there's 100 garbage shows. So,
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It's like the thing where we keep saying, oh, this era was the best era for music, but the only music we remember was the good stuff.
Correct.
And it's just, there's garbage everywhere.
Yeah.
I also learned where the word garbage came from. Based on, when you hear the word garbage, what does that make you think of? Besides the, trash. Garbage.
Garbador?
No, so it's okay. Garbage
like a dress, like a garb?
Yeah. So tailors had clothing scraps that you couldn't really reuse into a shirt or whatever, so they would use it either as stuffing for pillows and blankets and shit like that, or it was thrown out because it was garbage. It was the leftovers from a garb.
Gotcha.
So that's where the word garbage comes from.
Ed said Shield Hero. Don't you hate women? Watch this. Yeah. So
don't you hate women? Watch this.
I know very little about Shield Hero, except that I think there was a bunch of people who were like, "Oh, this stuff's peak," and then there was 1 week where everyone just suddenly hated that shit.
Yeah,
that's all I know about it. Shield Hero.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there's just at some point everyone's did a 180 on that shit. So I was like, oh, I guess I didn't miss anything. Very cool. But I don't know anything else about it. But there's a bunch of shows that are exactly like describing. It's just
big incel energy.
Do you think anime in general is starting to realize, because so many incels like anime? At least,
at this point, a lot of those people are the ones.
Yeah, but that's been the case for years now.
Yeah, it's what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
people just doing whatever they want, what they think will sell, right?
Who was the one that showed me
what's easy, actually?
Or
the thing I particularly hate about most isekai is I think it's really lazy world building. It requires no effort on your part because the main character who is not familiar with the world has to be told literally everything that's happening.
Right.
Which is just like they don't want to have like a nice organic way to show how the world operates. Right. So they just have a character that doesn't know anything, and they have to explain everything very precisely.
Well, it's an easy way to get exposition across. Like
correct, but it's also lazy and boring.
True. Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to write like a musical about teachers, and I have a first year teacher there who's kind of like but I don't think it's going to follow that same convention of like they're the best by the end. It's like, no, you fucking suck too. Like, because you don't get good until like what year 5, year 10 have been told different things by different teachers. But the idea is just it's a blank slate for the audience to go, I don't know how any of this works, and then you go, okay, this is how this works.
Yep.
First year teacher from
a teacher from another world. Yeah. Nah, it was just gonna be like he's new at this, and it's me. I'm like that's me Tarantinoing myself. Wow, 2 Tarantino mentions in one episode. Tarantinoing myself into the story, not because I like myself as a character, but because I have no other way to get this across to people who don't teach, and why would they know this sort of thing?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In an organic way anyway, right?
Yeah. But that kind of lazy exposition I am pretty upset about.
Yeah.
It's passable sometimes, but for the most part I'm already really sour on it. So you have to really make it stick otherwise, which they never do, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that are like more passable than others. Like I think the one with the little girl who like likes reading books and gets like isekai somewhere, that one's okay. I think that one.
That's what that means. Isekai is put into another world. Is that
Isekai literally means other world.
Yeah,
I did not know this. Okay.
But that one is I think better than most. But again, the genre is like bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm. It's also just business. They're going to pivot to whoever they think has money. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As Ed said, it's the most overdone thing in anime at this point. We've had seasons where like multiple shows that are basically identical are running. And it's just like, are people even writing these things? Is it like humans actually writing this?
It's just some dude taking a key bump behind a
well, a lot of these are just adapted from like web novels, so it really is just like, imagine if Hollywood or like Netflix just went to like AO3 and started adapting people's fan fictions into like web series.
You know, I used to run a podcast about that. It was called Bad Reading.
But just imagine like you go on AO3, grab someone's like 300 chapter fan fiction and just make a 12 episode series out of it.
Okay. No, see, what we did was we would read through like fan fiction of somebody's favorite whatever.
Yeah.
And then like go MST3K with it and just like dunk on it and made fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we did an episode of Bad Reading before. Yeah. But yeah, that was just one of those like, that's basically like the anime industry with like web/light novels is just like, all right, this like moderately successful just guy who wrote a 300 chapter fantasy story got an anime adaptation.
Yep.
Come to think of it, that's kind of what happens with musicals. A lot of them are adapted and not just made from scratch most of the time. It's usually like, oh, it was this little like 1-act play in a black box theater somewhere. I took it, added music, and then here we go.
Yeah.
It sucks because older shows in the genre had characters that actually wanted to go home. The modern protagonists were losers in their own world and are revered as gods in the world they're put in. Yeah, it's like a power fantasy, right? Is it the...
Yeah, exactly.
But occasionally you get really dope stuff like Chihaya Furu, and that manga is incredible. I love that one.
I would love for us to do a full episode where we just talk writing and anime tropes and stuff or something. If
we could do that one of these days.
Yeah. Also would probably give me ideas to not fucking careen.
All I'm saying is I don't watch that much anime. I watch very select things at this point, so
same.
I don't have.
It's okay. When Kagurabachi gets adapted into an anime, it'll save.
I will not watch it, probably.
Yeah, probably. It's like a perfectly fine shonen manga.
Sure. But I'm already like, I don't know. Shonen has to be pretty stellar for me to even care about it.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's not.
Okay, but when Akane Banashi gets an anime adaptation, that will actually be peak.
So, anything else we wanted to add?
Did you want to run back a fight against the Stardust Blade with upgrades or nah?
I'm good.
All right, fair.
Maybe next time if people want to see it, comment below, or like, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night. If you want to, for the price of a coffee, help us out. Get access to our Discord where that stupid bot hangs out with the New Cards PogChamp and the rest of us too.
Yeah. God, that stupid bot is so useless.
he tries his best. Okay.
Does he?
Yeah. You can find us at Nexus at Night on Twitter for now and on Blue Sky for later.
Yeah.
And then you can follow me at Atlas Novak wherever social medias are found, including Blue Sky, but not Twitter because I blew it up, and TikTok and all that good stuff. How about you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Wiggums2Gs2Gs, and also Blue Sky the same.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse. I've still not actually made a Blue Sky account. I'll get on that eventually.
What the heck are you watching at 14?
Yeah.
Where he said I'm watching 14 anime this season.
I'm at like 3.
But yeah, I'm watching like Dan Da Dan. I will eventually watch Maju Lumiere when I get around to it. And that's it for this season, I think. I'm watching like 2.
Are you not watching Ranma? Dang.
The last one I gave it on as Shake 2 was The Promised Neverland, but I'll give a shot to one outs. So
that's depressing. Yeah, I'm sorry you did that.
I know.
Promised Neverland was a great 12-episode experience, and season 2 is not it's a shame there was no season 2.
Yep. It's a shame it got canceled, like Netflix does to its things. So yeah, thanks everybody. Until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.
Jazz hands.
I'm the lady with the hand on her face.